Hey guys, welcome back to Pretentious Pundits, a podcast where we discuss all things football and pretend to know what we're talking about. And as you can see, I'm doing the intro today, so happy days. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're back with another edition of Fixture of the Week, Fixture of the Game Week to be more precise. And today we're going to be talking about yet another Liverpool fixture, and that is Liverpool versus Arsenal. Liverpool hosting Arsenal at Anfield, and given that their track record has been pretty poor so far, it's going to be a struggle for Liverpool. But I feel like, in my honest opinion, we're going to come away with the win. Recently, we've been dealt with a lot of injury blows, and Shashik is going to cover that part for us. Would you please tell us about the injuries and how it's going to impact Klopp's team choices?
So as far as I know, I think we're out. I mean, Becker is out. So is Thiago. Ox
Yeah.
is out. Henderson is out. We have a lot of injuries,
True.
and it's going to be hard to find people to replace them. But I think I think Klopp is going to stick to the same formation.
4-3-3.
He's going to, and I think Gomez is going to play. Fabinho is going to take up Henderson's role.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it, I guess, when it comes to injuries. Front three is going to stay the same. But yeah, that's it.
Moving on, I have another question for Yasir this time. Since we've been handed an injury boost in terms of Joe Gomez coming back into the selection, do you think that would see Fabinho switch back to his original CDM role, or do you think Klopp will rest Joe Gomez as to not risk aggravating the injury, since he's just come back from the injury, and continue to play Fabinho at centre back?
No, I feel Gomez is going to start at centre back. He's started full training, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think they're really short in the midfield, defensive midfield like options. So I think Henderson is out, Thiago is out. So I think Fabinho is going to start at CDM, and maybe Naby Keita and Gini Wijnaldum might play in front of them. So I think Gomez is going to come back into the team, and Fabinho is going to play as CDM.
My next question would be to Fawaz, where you've seen Liverpool struggle against Arsenal in the last two fixtures, one being in the Premier League
Yes.
and one in the Community Shield fixture. Most of the times, Liverpool have been the architects of their own destruction. Handing easy goals,
Yes.
making goals for Arsenal out of sheer dumb defensive errors. Do you think Liverpool's defense has improved since then, and they'll offer a tougher competition now that we're playing, in the Premier League, and this is for points? So Klopp knows what's at stake, and he needs to probably fix that defense in the back. So how do you think Liverpool are going to approach this game defensively?
Yeah, I think defensively, Klopp has to, motivate the players now, because even though the season started, especially the Leeds game, Liverpool conceded 3 goals, which is really bad. And 3 goals also, it wasn't because Leeds, they played really well, they pressed too hard, but it was because of defensive errors. It was so clear, Virgil van Dijk especially. So I think, I personally feel that Liverpool will go with a different mindset. Like they'll go and play for winning, because the last 2 games against Arsenal, there wasn't much at stake because they already won the title that time. So their players had to rest. So they already won it. It was fine for them. And Community Shield also, I think it was an important game for Arsenal, because Liverpool, they didn't go with that mindset of winning the game. And
Yeah.
so I feel that's what, this game, Liverpool will not be the same team as they're previously against Arsenal. They'll be really different. Even though they have injuries, they have a really good team. They have good depth in the squad.
Yeah.
So defensively, I think the team will do really great, especially if Fabinho is playing CDM again. So that will be another boost, because Van Dijk
Yeah.
and Gomez will have that support from Fabinho. He'll try to break up plays, and I have hopes that Liverpool will do much better than they did previously against Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, hope so. Fingers crossed. As a Liverpool fan, I definitely want this fixture to be different, because the last two are very frustrating.
Yeah.
In terms of speaking of Arsenal, in terms of Mikel Arteta's team choice, Hari, how do you think Mikel Arteta should line up? As in, obviously his team choice has worked in the last two fixtures. So do you think it hands him confidence to maybe field the exact same team, or now that the new signings have come in and that Kieran Tierney is in great form? So how do you reckon Mikel Arteta is gonna line up?
I think he's going to take a 3-4-3 attacking. Cause with Liverpool's, I'm not like underestimating Liverpool's defense. They have been quite out of form only, but that's a brilliant defense. And to
Yeah.
tackle that defense, and that too when you're playing in Anfield, you should be like more attacking and with like against a defense like that. So yeah, I feel like 3-4-3 will be the perfect choice.
Yeah, fair enough. And I feel like Liverpool, in terms of attack, are really threatening, and sitting back cannot really be the policy for any team because
Yeah.
their creativities
No.
from set pieces are deadly. So sitting back is never an option.
It's
So yeah,
Defense game.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, if Mikel Arteta does
But
choose to go for
sometimes-
3-4-3, it will be a very bold
But
move from
sometimes
him.
sometimes parking the bus works against Liverpool.
It
if you
does.
remember
It
the
does.
message.
So
It does.
that's what I think they're going to go with a 5 at the back when Liverpool are attacking.
Mhm.
But on the
Yeah.
counter, they're going to make it a 3-4-3 because that's what they
3-4-3,
did
yeah.
against Liverpool last time as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I feel like this time the more onus is going to be on the fullbacks because,
Yeah.
most of the defensive, mostly where Liverpool lack in defenses in terms of fullbacks. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, Trent and Robertson are brilliant going front, but in defense, they obviously lack a lot, as you've seen. Like
I feel like Trent more than Robertson.
Yeah, Trent more than Robertson, to be fair. Because Robertson does somehow manage to get in the blocks, does somehow manage to chase down the wingers, but Trent, on the other hand, is very shaky defensively.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all in all, it's going to be a very tight fixture, in my opinion.
Very
Tight
Yeah.
fixture. And Liverpool have to win this one if they have to, if they want to contend
we
for the
will win.
title.
We will.
Yeah,
Especially
I
after
think we
Leicester's
will win.
Yeah, especially
Yeah, I
after
think
Like,
this
you
game
know-
is this game is going to be one on the wings because I think Aubameyang
Yeah.
is going to play on the wing, Willian,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Willian
also
and
the players like
And,
Bellerin and Ainsley Maitland-Niles has to stop the likes of Andy Robertson and
Mhm.
Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yes. So I think this game is
And-
really the wings are really important. This one.
Yeah.
And compared to like Arsenal, we have not that many like our injury worries are not that much compared to Arsenal. We still have players who can manage the game and who can play well. I feel like that.
I mean, fair
I
enough.
feel like
I
that
mean, fair
compared to
enough.
us.
But at some
Yeah.
point, I'll have to disagree with you because I feel like losing Henderson is a huge blow. Henderson,
Yeah.
obviously.
I think
No,
Liverpool
Frost is
have.
good.
We've seen the stats without Henderson. Liverpool
Yeah, I
are-
mean, the
they
trash
struggle
without
a lot.
Henderson. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the squad is brilliant, but to be honest, like when you look at the stats in terms of games with Henderson playing and with Henderson not playing, Liverpool just look
Mhm.
like a substandard team when Henderson is not playing. And I don't know why that
Yeah.
is. Like, I honestly can't place a finger on it. It's maybe because Fabinho, who is usually filling in Henderson's role, is quite a different player compared to Henderson. Like, Fabinho is more
Yeah.
defensively inclined than Henderson is. You don't see Fabinho trying to lob long balls into the forwards. He's more of
Yeah.
he's more of a natural defender. He breaks up plays. He
Defensive
gets in-
minded, yeah.
Yeah, he gets in a
Henderson does
tackle.
both.
Yeah, Henderson does both,
Yeah.
and somehow he's doing it very successfully so far. I mean, who would have known that
Yeah.
Henderson would be so crucial to Liverpool a few years back?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And Henderson is like the real leader on the pitch. Once
Exactly.
he's
Yeah.
gone, I don't think so. Like even Van Dijk can take up his role.
Yeah, and I feel like
But I feel
there is one player we haven't talked about yet who might be able to help Liverpool in their team choice, and that's James Milner. I mean,
Jota.
Mhm.
Jota, James Milner,
Oh.
these two players. I mean, speaking of Milner, he's like fine wine. He just gets better with age. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's showing no signs of slowing down. Now, I think in the preseason he was the fittest Liverpool player, and that's 2 seasons in running right now. Every time when the
Yeah.
players are tested for their fitness in preseason, he's the fittest one out there. And that goes to show that, these are the kind of players people need to look up to, like Milner and all. Even
Yeah,
at the
for
age when
sure.
they
Yeah.
know that, their chances are going to be very restricted, they still make it a point to stay fit if and when needed. And speaking of Jota, I feel like, against Lincoln, he should have probably gotten onto the score sheet. That'll probably get into his head a little because when you're winning 7-2,
I mean, the way he presses.
the way he presses
is
when
amazing.
your team wins 7-2, I think the perfect debut for him would be against Lincoln. He must be looking forward to getting onto the score sheet himself, but the fact that he
Yeah.
hasn't probably is going to get into his head, and Liverpool doesn't want that. So it's up to Klopp to motivate
even-
Jota and make him ready to face off
Yeah.
against Arsenal, because Jota could be a key player. You never know. Jota could be
He could
that
come
key
off the
player.
bench as well.
Exactly, he could come off the
Yeah.
bench as well. And like
Minamino is also looking good.
Exactly, Minamino looks brilliant. I mean, Liverpool have good attacking choices. Divock Origi as well. We're going to be talking about Arsenal now, so that doesn't seem like a Liverpool podcast. Anyways, so my first question would be to Yasir. Arsenal are really threatening to end Liverpool's home unbeaten run since their form against Liverpool has been so good. Any thoughts on how happy you would be if that happened? Even though they are your bitter rivals.
He's too happy.
No. I think Jose Mourinho's record at Stamford Bridge, 84 games. I think that was brilliant. I think it's so. I don't know how they even managed to do that.
It's like what, 4 odd seasons?
Exactly.
It's around 4
19
seasons.
games every season. 19 games every season, and they have stayed unbeaten. That's incredible, and it's a brilliant record.
Yeah.
But Liverpool are looking to break it, obviously. And it would be nice to obviously have that record under Jose Mourinho's name at Chelsea. But if Liverpool go on to break it, I'll be credit to them because it's brilliant for them to keep it possible.
Fair
I just
enough.
hope. I mean, obviously, yeah.
No,
You just hope?
You just hope.
I'm not saying anything.
Bro, you're not a
Come
Chelsea
on,
fan.
I thought you were a Chelsea fan.
Last
Arsenal are
day-
your bitter rivals.
No, I hope.
You have one Arsenal jersey in your wardrobe. You're just not showing it.
Yeah,
to
that's
us.
because my brother supports
No.
Arsenal.
That's
Anyways,
all excuse.
the ideal scenario for me would be we going to Anfield whenever we would, obviously. I think by next
And
year,
losing 4-0
and then
Next year, huh? Who will give you money, man?
you guys are getting too cocky, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't say anything. I just want the record, buddy. Any club would want the record. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
blame us for being
exactly.
ambitious.
It's
No,
a
no.
brilliant record.
But
We'll
anyways,
see how it goes.
yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
like we've talked about this before, Arsenal's revival under Mikel Arteta. We've talked about this in our, team spotlight for Arsenal. That was the first ever Pretentious Pundits episode we did. So please go check that out as well. Good time to plug. Please check out our podcast.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Hey, it's my hard work. I'm gonna plug it everywhere.
It's all our hard work, buddy.
Okay, our hard work.
Exactly.
Communism.
You.
Our hard work. This is the next Sports Direct arena.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. So I'm gonna plaster it everywhere. I'm gonna plaster this name everywhere. So anyways, speaking of that, I feel like Fawaz actually, admires the way Mikel Arteta plays. Like, has set up the tactics and reformed Arsenal. So I would honestly like to know, Fawaz, how do you see Arsenal's season going after this fixture? Like, do you see them winning this fixture? And if they do, how is it gonna affect their form for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think even if they don't win this fixture, I'm very positive about Arsenal this season because the way they've started. I mean, the way they concluded the season with Arteta, even though they lost a few games, like we said in the Arsenal podcast, his team looks so promising. And with all the players who have returned from injury, Bellerin, Tierney, and then now Lacazette has been scoring, and Aubameyang and Lacazette partnership is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, the team has good potential, to finally break that Champions League, this thing. Like, from past 4 seasons, they haven't played in Champions League. The last time was in 16-17. So, if they carry out the same form, which I believe they can do it with this squad, because they have good depth now, I think Arsenal can, finish in the top 4 probably. And I don't think so this fixture will affect them that much because we all know how good Liverpool are, especially when they're at Anfield.
Mhm.
So I don't think so. Even if Arsenal lose over here, it's not going to make much of a difference. But if they win, it's going to be a big boost to them because they'll be more confident approaching the next game. They won't have that that feeling of going and losing over there. They'll be really confident if they beat Liverpool. So either ways, it's going to help Arsenal. And I have a good feeling that Arteta will bring the best out of this team.
Right. And Shashik, what do you think of Arsenal's new signings in terms of how they've performed so far? I mean, there is obviously Gabriel, who's been a massive defensive improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, compared to the likes of David Luiz. So basically, that's one thing that Arsenal have, are really grateful for. And that, Tierney is now finally rid of injuries. So he's getting some regular game time and he's beginning to show his impact.
He looked.
He came back from an injury.
Yeah, but when he played, he looked fabulous when he played. He looks like one of the best left backs in the Premier League, apart from Robertson and others. The new signing, even Willian has looked really good since joining Arsenal. First game he was absolutely fabulous, and he's been consistent since then as well. So I think the new signings are really good, and they're settling in very fast as well. So I think that'll play a big role in the upcoming match because the new signings are available and they're not injured as well. So yeah,
Fair
that's something
enough.
to note.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talks that Willian might have a huge impact on this game because as you've seen now, Willian is actually a very robust player. Even though he's an attacker and he's brilliant at it. I mean, So Yasir, as a former Chelsea, Willian is a former Chelsea player. So what do you think his impact will be against Liverpool? Like, what is this? What does Willian bring to the side that they didn't have last season when they were facing off against Liverpool?
Yeah, I think last season Pepe was he was just adjusting to the Premier League. He was just settling in, so he couldn't have that much of an impact. But Willian, he's played in the Premier League for almost 6 seasons now, and he's done really well. And he provides both sides of the game. He obviously drops back as well, so I think he can mark Robertson out of the game if he can do that in this game. And going forwards as well on the counter, he's really quick. He can beat a player. I think he's really good in the attacking transition as well.
And his free kicks are mad.
Yeah, exactly. I think if Arsenal get a free kick outside the box, he's going to be dangerous as well.
Yeah.
This is a huge test for Arsenal. It's their first real test, I feel, because the last 2 games have been against lowly oppositions. No disrespect to them whatsoever. But I think it's going to be a great game. I'm just waiting to watch this game, how it unfolds.
And I feel like more onus right now is falling on Adrian in terms of that, Alisson is out, the number 1 choice for Klopp as a keeper, and now everything falls to Adrian. And I'm pretty sure, at least I am very, upset about that because Adrian has not been that solid for us. Even in the games that he's played brilliantly well, he's conceded goals.
Come on, like we have a legend in our third choice, bro.
Never.
The legend is there. What are you talking about?
I would never want him to play another game in a Liverpool shirt. Never.
What are you
Not even for the
about?
reserves.
The
Not even
beast
for the
is there.
reserves. Not even for the reserves. No, I refuse to.
Hey, man.
Nah, man, come on. It's just you're just trying to piss me off at this
That wound
point.
will never heal. That wound will never heal.
That would...
Nah,
If
I'm done with that, man.
if anyone doesn't know what you're talking about, Loris Karius, the 2017 Champions League final.
I would rather play
I mean,
Keller
if
in
it
goal.
was
I would rather play Keller
If
in
it
goal.
was, Chauman Keller,
Yeah, exactly.
If it was a Premier League game, fine, but he did it in the Champions League final. I mean, what the hell?
Twice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quote Pep Guardiola here and go twice. Twice. I mean, jokes apart, man. Like, fine, whatever happened, I've moved on. I'm long past it. But I feel like Loris Karius is realistically not going to play another game in the Liverpool shirt. Trust me. Like, he's lost the faith of lost the faith of the coach. He's lost the faith of the fans. He's lost the faith of the board. Everything. Nobody's going to support him at this point. And I feel like as a a person who is so much into football, I sympathize with him right now because he's just wasting away in the reserves, and I don't feel like it's a good move for his career. He should probably think about moving away. That is, if anybody's looking.
Yeah, he's definitely going to move. He's definitely going to move.
There are talks to go to Union Berlin on loan.
He could. And I
Back
feel
to the
like,
Bundesliga.
Yeah. And I feel like that brings us towards the end. So we're quickly gonna ask all these guys their predictions for the game. Starting off with Hari, what do you think the scoreline is gonna be?
A 3-2 victory for Pool.
Fair enough. That sounds really well fought, so it will make for an exhilarating game. What about you, Fawaz?
I am going for a 2-1 Liverpool.
Nice. So that too, I can see it happening. And what about you, Shashik?
I think 3-1 Liverpool. I feel like if our defense is good, then 3-1.
Glory day results.
Yeah.
And finally, Yasir, what do you think?
Yeah, sir, I'm telling you, I can predict it.
No, I see this to be a very cagey affair. I think 1-1 is what I'm going for. It's going to be a draw.
Fair. In my personal opinion, I see Liverpool winning. I would say 3-1. I'd say 3-1 to Liverpool. But let's
Really
see.
excited for this game.
Yeah, let's see which one of us gets it right. And I think in the last game week fixture, I got the scoreline spot on.
Yeah.
I got the scoreline spot on. So, anyways, that brings us to the end of the episode, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. If you are new around here, please make sure to follow our podcast. Please subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. And also follow our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also follow our Instagram page. The links to streaming the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts will be in the bio of our Instagram page @Pretentious Pundits. And the links will also be included in the description down below. And let us know your predictions in the comments. And I guess that's it for the time being, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye guys. Take care.